Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us today for our monthly Q&A session presented by Givecloud Support and Trustraising. My name is Kimberly, and I'm a customer success advocate here at Givecloud. So when I'm not hosting one of these events with all you lovely people, I'm usually in our chats and emails helping you out there. Now, of course, today I am so lucky to be joined by Sarah, our operations and marketing lead, and we have a special guest this week, our CEO and founder, Josh Bloomfield. Thank you so much for joining. Now, in today's session, we're going to cover the future of digital fundraising. What happens when your donors love your online experience, what's going to be new with Givecloud, and then, of course, we're going to go over that Q&A session. If you have any questions during the session, please feel free to use that Q&A box in the bottom right-hand corner located in your Zoom screen. And of course, we have the chat as well. Now, I'm going to pass it over to Josh to get this party started.
Yo, party time. Thanks, Kimberly. Appreciate that. Hey, all. This is my first time joining one of these sessions, and it's great to be here. Connecting with all of you is my favorite part of this job. You're the reason I started Givecloud and the reason I continue pushing to build Givecloud. I so value connecting that after today's session, I'm going to host 2 small breakout sessions next week where we can get to know each other further and share feedback with one another. I want to learn everything I can so I can build a product that is a delight to use and achieves outstanding outcomes for your nonprofit. But before we get there, I want you to recall the last time you donated online. In fact, I bet I can recall the experience for you. It likely wasn't memorable. It was an online transaction. You filled out a bunch of fields, probably more fields than you wanted to, and you clicked submit. You probably got a confirmation email, but you can't remember what it said. Do you even remember how much you gave? I know you remember one thing, though. You remember why you gave. There was a story somewhere on social media or through the grapevine about a struggling family, a hungry child, a suffering animal, a neglected community. What if a fundraising experience could make you part of that story? What if a donation form felt like you were having an impact instead of just processing a payment? Let me show you an example of what I mean. During COVID, our local Christmas toy parade, who usually collects toys in person, was unable to collect physical toy donations. In 2020, they launched kind of a traditional lackluster donation form and collected a couple of $100s. But in December 2021, they tried a new approach. They ditched their stale donation form and used Givecloud's patented new donation form. Now, bear with me here while I share my screen. Instead of focusing on money, the toy parade chose to focus on impact. What you are seeing are how many toys I want to provide a child for Christmas. At the top, you're seeing who else is giving in real time. But as I swipe through the different impact levels, I can see higher levels of impact. So instead of just giving a single toy, I can swipe through and do, a child's Christmas or an entire family's Christmas. What was remarkable is how many people immediately swiped to the most amount of impact they could have. The average donation soared, and the toy parade exceeded their fundraising goal by 3 times. And it's not just the focus on impact that impacted their fundraising from that social proof that you're seeing come down from the top of your screen that creates a little bit of that fear of missing out, to the subtle animations and transitions, to lightning fast checkout. So let me try this here. Because you're not seeing this, but I'm seeing an Apple Pay prompt. I can see it on my phone. I'm just gonna double click. Just doing a quick Face ID. to the lightning fast checkout you just witnessed, which, by the way, if you didn't notice, I didn't fill out a single form field, to upsells and opt-ins and social impacts, social fundraisers that are ready to share with your friends with just a couple of clicks. It all adds up to more dollars for your cause. We believe that when donors love the giving experience, they'll give more. They'll give quicker, they'll give more frequently, and they'll be more likely to tell their friends about it. This same technology is available in multiple languages and currencies and templates. This template brings all the elements from that previous example into a traditional appeal with a strong transparency promise that connects to both the intellect and the heart of your donors. And all of this is fully embeddable in your website with no redirects. Good brands are transactional, but great brands are emotional. And a great cause is one you feel a deep emotional connection to. And Givecloud is the only tool built to connect your story to the hearts and wallets of your supporters, setting you up for long-term recurring support for your cause at any scale. So pair your story with Givecloud and reliably turn attention into retention. So let's get started and set up your first form. There's going to be a lot of good changes happening in your Givecloud control panel over the next 8 weeks. And I promise these changes will only make things quicker and easier for you. One of the changes you've already seen is the addition of a fundraising menu item in your left-hand menu. In the future, everything you need to fundraise will be accessible here, simple, clean, and straightforward. But before we dive into fundraising, in order to really make the most of these new giving forms, you're going to want to revisit your organization's settings under your name. So on the top right corner, got my name, and then hit organization settings. You'll notice there's been quite a few additions to this screen, most notably the FAQ section and the legal and privacy panel. Be sure you fill out both panels as best you can to make the most of the new giving experiences. We will surface this information in a user-friendly way at strategic points during the giving process to ensure your donor feels safe and that your organization is compliant with a variety of online payment and privacy requirements. Let's take a quick tour of these fields together. So donation support phone and donation support email. This is just the phone number or the email address that you'd want your donors to use to contact you if for some reason they're having trouble making a donation. Oh, and for a little more context, just show you where some of this stuff appears in the new form. So instead of leaving it up to you to fumble around with a page builder and build some kind of compelling FAQ or privacy and legal document, we've kind of pre-formatted an FAQ and a legal and privacy section for you. So, who can I contact about my donation? There's the email address there, and the phone number would display there as well. So moving through these settings, other ways to give. It's naive to think that the only way you're fundraising is digitally. You got other stuff going on. Let's surface those ways of fundraising for your donors, or ways of donating for your donors. And again, this is under FAQ. Are there other ways I can donate? Just making it nice and clean and simple, what those other ways are. And when you click on them, taking them to links on your website or in other vendors that are managing some of those other donation methods. And if I wanted to add another, I just hit add, and I can say crypto and put in a link to my wallet or whatever that looks like. And we also give you an opportunity here to add an additional question. So perhaps you've got a question that we don't address in the FAQ, this gives you an opportunity to put a custom question in. Legal and privacy. You need your legal address, just to surface that for your donors, the country in which you are registered as a charity, your registered charity number, mailing address for checks, privacy officer email, and your privacy URL. So under privacy and legal, lots of this stuff is being surfaced here, privacy URL, and so on. Okay. I'm going to click through now to fundraising. You're now viewing all your fundraising forms. Every organization starts with a single form. We've called it My First Campaign. This is just the internal name of the form. Your donors won't see that name. At this level, you can get a quick glance for how well that form is performing with the donor counts, revenue, but let's click through and discover more. This is the dashboard for your form. On the right-hand side, you can see that your form is ready to share, promote, or embed right away. If I scroll down, you get a clear picture on how your form is performing, including views, donors, contributions, and conversions. As we collect more data, we'll start to surface insights. For example, Facebook produces the highest number of conversions. We'll even start to pair those insights with recommendations. Like, if you can get 100 more clicks from Facebook, you could raise $1,500 more. Over time, these insights and these recommendations will serve to help you take practical steps to increase your fundraising week in and week out. Scrolling back to the top, we've got two buttons in the top right corner. Clicking View just opens up my donation page. There it is. Close that. Clicking on the button to the right reveals additional options. So if I've got a CRM connected, say like Donor Perfect, I can click to reveal those settings. I can click View Contributions. This is going to send me to the contributions list filtered for that donation form, for that fundraising form. I can click View Supporters. And now I'm seeing the supporters list filtered for that fundraising form. Share your link does the same thing as copy your link here. I click, I now have the short URL to my donation form in my clipboard, ready to paste into a message, ready to paste into a browser here for you so you can see what that looks like. Nice short URL, renders the giving form. You can put that in Facebook, in a messenger, in an email. The next option is or embedding a button. Does the same thing as embed a button here. I'll click on that and it gives me instructions on how to embed either a button, a link, or if there's any fellow programmers out there, JavaScript API, so you can customize exactly how and when your donation form opens. And just simply by pasting this code into your website, a button will appear like this, and this is what your donors will see on your website. No redirects. Right on your website, the form appears for quick conversions. The last option under here is promote a QR code. Does the same thing as this. It's just going to pull up a QR code that you can print, and the moment people scan it, it instantly pops up this form on their phone. I wish I could demonstrate for you from my phone how these forms look. They were designed mobile first. They look and work great on a desktop, but they work and look even better on a mobile device. So yeah, had some technical issues trying to share my screen or share my phone screen before this session. Set as default. This just allows, this sets the form you have here as your default giving form. As we expand our donor portal, as we expand opportunities for you to appeal to your donors through our platform, as you add more campaigns, as we add social challenges, as we add peer-to-peer and team peer-to-peer, there could be scenarios where an old link doesn't work anymore. There could be a scenario where, actually that's probably the primary use case. You've got a campaign out there that's since expired and someone's trying to click on that link. Where does Givecloud send them? We don't want to send them to a error screen. We want to send them to what you would call just your default form or your primary giving form. So it doesn't mean that it's the donation form that all your donors are going to. It just means if there's ever a problem with us trying to link someone to one of your donation forms, we will fall back to this donation form. And clone this form is just a way for you to say, hey, I love what I did on this form. I'm going to hit clone this form, and it is going to just duplicate this form so that you can get a head start on the next form that you want to build. All right, let's customize this form. So I'm going to just mouse over the preview here and hit customize. So we've broken out the, I'm going to share just from like my CEO founder's heart here for a quick second. We wanted to revisit how form editing works on our platform. I want it to feel as if you are editing a live form. I don't want there to be any confusion about exactly what you're editing or how it's going to impact your fundraising. As part of being as part of having early access to this new fundraising form, you are going to see over the next couple of weeks rapid changes, not to the giving experience, but to the editing experience. So, for example, I've got, the theme color I have selected is blue, but in the preview over here we have pink. And right now today it's just a sample, and yet over the next couple of weeks, the changes you make over here are actually going to reflect in the left-hand panel. And same with your preview here. The preview here is going to be a live preview of your form. So there's no mistaking exactly what form you're working on and linking the performance to that form. So let's walk through this experience together. Form name, as I described earlier, this is just an internal name for your form. Default form name here is just my first campaign, but maybe you'd want to call this my 2022 capital campaign, perhaps. Template type. This is just the ability to switch templates. In early access, all we've got is one template for you, and it's our best, chock full of our best practices. It's our best template. You will start to see those impact first templates, as well as memorial templates and split fund templates roll off the factory floor shortly. But today it's a standard experience. We've got some theme colors. So you choose the theme color that most closely matches your brand. So see here, right now we've got kind of a blue and we've got this confetti background. So I'm going to switch to green. And right now, I believe we have no logo. So we are going to switch up. We're going to add our logo. So I've made up a logo here. Got my food bank logo. Okay, I'm going to hit save. Just going to refresh. So now the form's green. We got our food bank logo in there. Great. All right. Let's keep going. Now that we've kind of set the template, set the tone of the form, I'm going to click customize form. Now we're going to get into some of the finer details. For example, we've got those social proof items coming from the top. We've got this transparency promise that doesn't quite match what I know my organization's transparency promise would be. Or perhaps I'm not comfortable with the transparency promise. I want to remove it. Let's get into some of those details. So we've broken out the customizing of the form into, we've tried to break it out into kind of the storyboard of the donor's experience. So the first thing they're going to see is the opportunity to donate with an amount. They'll then see an approved screen or a payment screen where we will celebrate their donation, and I'll show you that in a second. But then the next screen to customize would be the upsell screen. And then after they've accepted or declined the upsell, we're going to ask about an email opt-in. Then depending on whether they've opted in on that or not, there's some settings here. And then they are finally presented with a thank you screen. So we tried to follow that timeline. And so maybe just to show you that here. So the first screen, if I hit donate here, is just quickly going to fly through this process. There's this approved. I'm not going to see the upsell because I think I donated monthly, so there's no reason to upsell. They've already got me to monthly, so we skip that screen. I'm being asked for the opt-in. I'm going to hit keep me up to date, and then there's the thank you screen. So focusing on the first screen. On the left-hand side, I can just simply click on the area of the form that I want to edit. So I've got social proof up here. I want to edit that. Perhaps I want to change it so it's a little more anonymous. So I could say geography only and it'll leave out initials, or I can leave the initials in. Perhaps you're a tight-knit community, maybe you're a faith community, or perhaps you're more national. In a more national scenario, maybe it's okay to have those initials in there. Makes it feel a little bit more legitimate and believable versus being too local or being too tight-knit community. You know who JB is, they're sitting down the pew from you, or you know that they're standing over there at the event, and it feels less anonymous. So up to you. And also the opportunity to simply disable social proof if you're not comfortable with social proof being on your site. Next is the default amount that displays. So right now, hit refresh. Right now, the amount that's displaying is an automatic amount. So we've got some technology, some machine learning that's analyzing hundreds of thousands of donations across different geographies, devices, and other data points, where we are able to predict within a certain amount of assurance how much someone might give. So the machine learning will then populate an amount that just tries to push that number slightly. So if you're looking to maximize the amount that you're fundraising, you're going to want to turn on this automatic feature. Alternatively, I know there will be use cases where you are running a campaign and the entire goal of this campaign is just to raise $25 a month per, for each donor, or maybe it's $30 a month from each donor, and you really want to focus the appeal that way. You can customize the default amount that displays. So in here, I've got it set to 15. Let's hit save and see how that impacts. Yes, so now when I load, I'm seeing 15 by default. And if I'm a donor, I'm just hitting plus if I want to increase, hitting minus if I want to decrease. And if for some reason I want to donate $19.32, I just click on the amount, type in $19.32, and I can donate $19.32. So I can either click upsell screen here, or I can click the next icon. Now we're into the upsell. So let me see if I can get the upsell to display so we can have a more realistic conversation about this. So I'm going to say today only. You notice, I'm not sure if you can see it in the screen share, but there's a very light pulse happening on monthly and on the plus, just to encourage people to give a little more, and it'd be nice if you did it monthly. Also on the same thing happens on DCC. So if they say no thank you, there's a very faint pulse. And if they increase the amount, you'll see the hearts appear. So always kind of encouraging individuals towards the behavior we want them to do. So let's do this today only. Get to the upsell screen, hopefully. Here's our upsell. So we've got the headline here, upgrade your impact. See that here, upgrade your impact. You're not able to edit that, but you're able to edit the text beneath. So right now the text beneath is set to increase your impact by as much as 12x. So maybe we want to say something instead like, help us feed the community today. Today and tomorrow. And tomorrow. I'm sure this could be better. Someone's smarter than me, and maybe someone else can also spell better than me. I don't know why that looks wrong. I'm pretty sure it's right. Yeah. I'm seeing Kimberly go no and Sarah go yes, which okay. And then the upsell confirmation is if they decline this, say no thanks, they're going to be met with a message. So we might want to say something like even a little goes a long way. So save that. Yeah, if I would refresh this, what the heck, I'll do it. Here we go. Today only, $25. Just give this a try. Perfect. Help us feed the community today and tomorrow. Going to the next screen, email opt-in. So that would be, if I click here, can we send you updates? So that's what we see here. Can we send you updates? And then if they decline, they'll see an "Are you sure?" message with that, with this text. So, and if we, can we send you updates on the impact your donation is having? Can we send you impact donation? Perfect. So, we've purposely limited the number of characters here. If I click here, I can see I only have 100 characters, and that's just because there isn't a lot of room for more, and you don't want to clutter this. Frankly, people aren't going to read it. So you can customize that message as well as the message they see if they're not, if you want to encourage them to. Are you sure? No, thanks. And then the thank you screen. Thank you, Annie. Your generosity is making an impact. So we personalize the headline for you. So hit next. We personalize the headline for you, like you see here, and then you have an opportunity to, there are fewer hungry bellies in our community. Oh, listen to this community because of your hunger, hey, to make an impact. Come on, that's good. I like that. All right, I'm gonna hit save. So let's go through the process. Up to date. There we go. There are fewer hungry bellies in our community because of. Awesome. There it is. Y'all just customized your first form. Oh, most of it at least. We got a couple more things to do. Josh, what about the background? Josh, what happens when I share my link on social media? I know there's a preview image that displays, and how do we edit those things? All right. Let's do this. So sharing and page view. So I've gone ahead and opened, this is opengraph.xyz. This allows me to paste in the link to my donation form or the link to anything. This is a great tool actually, even for your own website. If someone shares a link to your website, here's how they're going to see it on Facebook, how they're going to see it on Twitter, how they're going to see it on LinkedIn, how they're going to see it on Discord, which is also generally how they're going to see it in messaging. So this, I pasted in my URL here. So this is currently how the donation form is being viewed. So I'm going to want to, maybe I want to change that. I'd say like feed our community. Actually, no, I'm going to say donate now. And then my description below, instead of something generic, I'll say feed hungry kids in your community today. And I like this preview image, so I'm not going to swap it out. I think it's colorful and attractive. It's got a person in there. It's lively. It's cheery. So I'm going to leave it, but you absolutely, if you wanted to change that, well, I'll show you how to swap out an image here, because I do want to change out the background image. I want something that feels a little bit more like, just a little more relevant to my food bank. So just, yeah, sorry, I did that quickly. Hitting the trash icon removes the image, and then clicking on that icon in the middle, I'm able to put in a new image. And I just hit save. And sorry, what you may not have seen there, because my screen, I'm only sharing one of my windows, is I was just prompted to upload an image from my computer. So I found an image on Unsplash. Unsplash. I don't know if you guys know or don't know about this, but I can go in here, hit volunteer or volunteering, and a bunch of stock images, royalty-free images that I can use in my marketing and so on. So got my image in there, hit save, and let's refresh the form and see what it looks like. Yo, vibes. This is vibes. So I've got a background now that more matches the volunteering and the impact we're having on the community. Got my brand in there. Colors look great. They match my brand. They also blend well with the background. Almost ready to share this form. Just one last thing is the email confirmation. Now, the emails that Givecloud sends are okay. They're okay. But I know they should be a lot better. I've heard you. Why are there multiple emails going out after a donation happens? Why is a tax receipt in a separate email? Yeah, let's solve for that. So as part of these new fundraising forms, drum roll please, we're also introducing brand new email templates and brand new email functionality. That looks way better. I'm going to open up my actual email here. Hopefully, yep, sweet, boom, we're locked in on the one email. This is what an email from the new form is going to look like. We are not going to use the template from your existing email settings. Any giving that happens on the new donation forms is going to use this new template. And over time, we will make this template available in our existing email functionality. So you'll be able to choose between kind of Givecloud classic emails and then this new format. Nice and clean, nice and simple. We'll improve this over time, including buttons to cover the fees if your donor didn't agree to cover the fees, buttons to do the upsell if the upsell didn't happen during the donation, a button to download the tax receipt if you are okay with issuing tax receipts in real time, plus a bunch of other features that we're working on, like opting into auto scale your donation with inflation, which is a feature we're working on, the ability to start a social challenge from the email. Listen, all the stuff that you wish could happen in an email, we're jamming in there, all right? And making sure the most important, clearest message of gratefulness and impact is above the fold at the top of that email. So if I want to edit, so we're automatically going to populate the Hey Josh part. We're going to automatically populate this, your generous donation has been processed because we have to let them know how much was processed on what card, and we have to give them an authorization number. This authorization code is brutal. I wish it was something different, but it is the code. So we have to display it. Maybe we can make it smaller. I'm not sure. We are grateful for your support is the message that you're editing, and you can add whatever you'd like here. So we are grateful. Every dollar we raise, share that gratefulness that's connected to the impact that's going to happen. You want to remind them why they started. You want to finish with where they started. They started with wanting to feed kids. Tell them how many kids are going to get fed. Tell them what's going to happen in the community because of their generosity with that grateful tone. Okay, we're done. We have customized our first form. And so what I would do at this point is Heck, yes, I'm ready to fundraise. I am going to click copy my link. I'm going to send this to my marketing person, or maybe, and it's very likely that the same people making this form are the marketing people, and maybe they're also the finance people and the impact people. I know what it's like, wearing many hats. So I've got that link copied. I'm going to paste that link into my browser. I'm going to paste it into iMessage. I'm going to paste it into an email. Maybe I'm going to grab that QR code and print this out and share it in the community. Maybe I'm going to embed a button and I'm going to embed it on my website. Maybe I'm going to ask some business partners if they want to embed it on their websites. Maybe I'll have my local news station embed it in an article that they've got. There's all sorts of ways you can use these three elements on the side of your screen to convert the story being told, to convert that attention that's being created in the interwebs into retained revenue for your organization, turning that attention into retention in your organization. Man, I hope that was helpful. These forms have been a long time coming. A quicker way to donate online, embeddable anywhere you need it, and an experience your donor will love. And when your donor loves the experience, they're going to give more. They're going to give again. They're going to give quicker. They're going to share it with their friends. They're going to start a social challenge, and all to strengthen your impact and your mission. I hope that was really helpful. Kimberly, I guess I'm going to throw it back to you.
Love it. Thank you, Josh. Appreciate it.
No problem.
One last comment before we finish today. Please do more Zoom webinars like this. I want to learn more about Givecloud. Yes, 100%. And also a great segue into just to let you know, if you ever want to rewatch or share any of these recordings, we've been doing these for the last few months. So there's actually quite a few on our onboarding.givecloud.com/sessions website. You can also go to our YouTube channel. So you can just search Givecloud and you can find us there, where you can find those recordings as well. But yeah, thank you so much for attending today. We hope that we've simplified the how, so you can just focus on your why. And again, thank you, Josh, for joining us. Thank you, Sarah. If you have any other questions, please reach out to support@givecloud.com, or tap that chat button in the bottom right-hand corner, and you'll probably see my face. And we're here for you Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. EST. And yeah, thank you so much. Have a wonderful day, world changers. We'll see you soon.